What's up, y'all? Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. So I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. I'm going to say this. I'll probably do a couple of more tapings towards the end of this month, but I think it's really time for me to fall back from YouTube and social media. Because what I'm finding and what I'm realizing is that there's a bigger picture to why God has us where we are, and how He wants us to hold accountability for one another, praying for one another. I believe, as a Christian, as a woman who believes in Jesus Christ, that there is no, as far as skin color, we are all, the body is going to go back to the ground. But no matter where you are in the world, you are my sister, you are my brother. Especially when we believe in the same God. You get what I'm saying? Back in the day, and I said this before, it was never on the color of your skin. It was all, what God do you serve? Okay, I serve the true God. Okay, I serve the God who gave His only begotten Son to die for our sins. That's who I serve. That's who I love. That's who I honor, and that's who I pray to, and that's who I'm going to keep first forever. So when I talked about earlier today about that huge raid that went on, and it's going on around, it's this is the thing. You think it's not going to hit home? Oh no, martial law is coming down even on you who got papers. Okay, but what was shocking is that the view of some of y'all, and I'm like, who have I been talking to here? Because I've been talking lately for the last couple of years about the covenant, about the marriage. And when I talked about how I was feeling about the people that with this rain and how this is just wrong, people that feel that it's necessary to watch children be torn from their mothers and their fathers. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You really feel that way? One of the ladies that I had to block and delete, I don't know, I think she posted comments before, but she talked about, I'm Mexico and I'm from Mexico and I believe that they not supposed to. I'm like, girl, be quiet. If they pull you over, they're not going to ask you if you got your papers. They're going to look you up and down and say you look like you came from over the border. So stop acting stupid. Stop acting dumb. That's what happens when people size you up and they say that your kind is not good enough. That's a racist person looking at you. Some people got deported on purpose and was not even supposed to be getting deported. What can you say about that, Miss Mexico? Miss, my people came over here, but I don't care about them. And they literally your cousins. Girl, get in the back. So, I said to myself, I talk about the covenant. I talk about so much of how husbands and wives, to stick together, what God says, what He has joined together, let no man put asunder. How you have children out of your covenant and your union. But then I'm like, when I mention this, I'm getting the feedback like I could care less about them people. Like, who am I? What type of, really? If you could care less about your next door neighbor, if you have no heart, if you harden your heart to stuff like that, then what's the point of me even talking about the covenant? Because you ain't never gonna get it. They show how this 11-year-old girl was crying out to the police officers today, telling them, please don't take my mommy away. And you sit up here with a straight face and say, so what? I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Really? It's going to hit your house too, honey. And somebody going to look at you just like you looked at them and said, so what? I don't care. That don't got nothing to do with me. You have no compassion, and I'm not going to sit up here and ask you for any. So I'm going to have to put my energy elsewhere. As long as you get what you get, and you could care less if people being murdered to the right of you. We had a multitude of people you lose their lives from going to Walmart and going out to the mall. But how many people sat and said, ooh, that's bad, it happened to them, it ain't happened to me? No compassion whatsoever. Wrong place, wrong time, whatever. You remember where I want you to remember this, okay? The reason why you're able to drive down the street, the reason why you're able to talk on your phone, the reason why you're able to have a job, somebody sacrificed, okay? Somebody fought a war that you will never have to be in, and you better pray you never have to be in. Somebody's grandmother was sold on a plantation. Somebody had to cross the sea and the water. Somebody ended up losing their home because a bunch of foreign people came over and slaughtered a whole tribe. You just remember that. We so forget, and we say, well, that's because they're this group of people. I'm talking to the wrong crowd. Because I don't have the heart to sit there and say, well, that's happening to them, not to me, and see a mother be torn from her children, see a father be torn from his family, see a child crying out to their mother, or a child coming out and realizing mom and dad is no longer there. You treated these people like savages, okay? And then their children are coming out. If you treat them like savages, you're going to treat their children like savages. But the rest of y'all, you are savages, because you sat there and you said nothing and said, I don't care. I own this country. I created this land. You didn't do jack. You didn't do jack. You remember that. You didn't do nothing. My tax dollars, your tax dollars. Curse, shut up. You just remember, you didn't just get here and gain freedom. There were wars that was fought. There were sacrifices that was made. There were women who ended up having babies out of rape, and they didn't abort you. You just remember. Somebody said, I saw in a comment, my parents came over here legally and got their paperwork. Shut up. 100 years ago, it probably took $10 and a piece of paper. Now you want $500,000 a pop. You savage people. You sit up there and you look and you say, I don't see nothing wrong with kids. They should have knew what they was doing. Y'all some, oh man, you know what? When the Lord comes back, you will see the stuff that you like to divide and say, you know, I understand it when people are coming over to try to take our freedoms, okay? But when people want a way of life, when people want protection, when people want to serve a God we serve, how dare me not look at them and say, this is my brother, this is my sister. Go on and get on your cell phones. Too lazy to get up and fight, too lazy to work. But one day you're going to look up and you're going to see a different uniform in front of you with an AK pointed at you saying, get in line. We got people in this country that want to take our freedoms. We got people overseas that want to take our freedoms. You don't know what these soldiers went through to make sure we get what we get. You don't think it would happen to you. But my. History repeats itself when you don't know your history. You ask a person right now, and especially of color, slavery, they don't know what you're talking about. Well, I wouldn't know you can't, they don't even know their history. They don't even know that. Ain't got nothing to do with me. So one day they find themselves in shackles. Yeah, I've been talking to the wrong crowd. They knew what they was doing. It's so amazing how you look at people as less human than you. You're racist. Nobody told you that? You are a racist. You are a racist. You are worried about somebody else's, what they eating out of the pot. You jealous. You pissed because you see this person driving a car. You pissed because you see them got a nice house. You pissed because you see them working. Saying they not even from here. You racist. I never laugh at anything like that. 11-year-old crying out to her mama. No compassion. No compassion whatsoever. You knew that it was an issue way before they knew it. This is all a setup. You think it's not going to affect your household, or it's going to affect your household. Everybody going to need to prove who they are. Even if you saying, I'm from Mexico and I just believe, well, honey, when you get pulled over and they say, show me your papers, and you show them ID and all of that, and they still don't care and put you on that bus popping, you just remember what you said in your comment. Oh, you so quick to show me that you Spanish descent, Latino descent, but you so quick to throw your own folks underneath the bus. Shut up. I'm grown enough to know better. I'm grown enough. Look, let me tell you something. Remember the black girl that died down south? She went down there and she was, how old was Deidre? I think her name was Deidre or something like that. She went to Texas. They pulled her over. Why do I have to put this out? I mean, homegirl was right, but she was running out the mouth. And I said to myself, let me tell you something. You in Texas, honey. If I'm in Texas and a white officer pull me over, unfortunately, it's yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, you know, joking around. You have a great day, sir. But what she did when she was popping off, it cost her her life. You know Texas is known for hanging. You can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere as a black woman and say anything out of my mouth. I was taught that when I was young. See, my grandparents showed me stuff. They showed me and taught me about history. Told me, when you see this Ku Klux Klan outfit right here, don't you stand. You better get. These people kill. Known to kill black people. Don't be sitting up there trying to act like y'all live underneath the bus somewhere, not a bus, but under the rock. Jim Crow wasn't that long ago. And we're looking at it now, and everybody else wants to say that's not happening to me, so I'm just going to be okay with it. It doesn't have anything to do with my family. Oh, I'm not supposed to say it because it may offend the Ku Klux Klan. I can't keep it real. Come on now. We can't keep it real. How many people get pulled over because of the color of their skin? And how many men have gotten shot up because they went to reach for their IDs? How many men did time in life in jail because of the color of their skin? Wasn't it a group of boys that just came out when they had all them white women who said it was them, lock them up, lock them up. And the whole time it wasn't even in there, rape that daggone white lady. All they could do was say, we sorry for giving y'all 40 years. Here's $1 million. Is that good? Y'all want me to talk about history. Anyway, like I said, I've been talking to the wrong people out here. People who don't give a care until it hit their home. Then they looking for somebody to help them, somebody to speak up. But when you had time to speak up for other people, you didn't do it. Because you was busy going after yours, right? Until you realize everybody got affected because you didn't do jack. Some people would try to look and see what the reaction of the people would be. And see, and some evils in governments would try to get away as much as they can. Nobody gonna say nothing about it. Okay, we gonna keep on with this. We gonna keep on with this. Evil, man. Just evil. Evil, man. Y'all don't want me to keep it real. We want to act like the sheets don't exist. We want to act like people you secretly you hate, and a lot of y'all hide behind a computer any daggone way. But you know what the Bible says? From the mouth, it's from your heart. This is from your heart. You think Jesus is like that? Do you think our Father looks at them, my brothers and sisters, because this person is Japanese, this person is African, this person is white, this person is black, this person is Latino? You think Jesus look at that? Because it's God who created them. It's God who created us. But yet the enemy, like Satan's children, you got to put barriers on people. You know, you smile when you see people hurt. You get off on that. Something's wrong with you when you're sick. You're sick, man. You're just freaking sick. Over almost, they say it was 680 people that they raided, but that's only in that spot. They're not telling you everywhere else. They're not telling you that there are people who really don't even want to leave their house because they're afraid they're not going to come back home. I got friends that are literally 27, 28, 2 kids, been here since she was 3 months old, and afraid that she will be taken away from the home, from her children, and from the country she's known since she was 3 months old. But the rest of y'all would say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking to the wrong people then. Talking to the wrong people. Where's the church at to speak up? I had to have a conversation with God, because I'm like, Lord, could you imagine your baby coming out of school, waiting to see their mommy and their daddy in Mississippi? What was it, Mississippi? We talking about Ku Klux Klan land. See, y'all be, I don't know what rock everybody else under. I had to take my father to Alabama a couple of years back because my grandmother passed away, which is his mother. And you know what I said to my father? Can I keep it real with you? And the only reason why I went is because my father's on dialysis. So you know, while he's down there, certain days he needs to be dialyzed or whatever. I told my father, let me tell you something, Dad. Because at first I was going to send him on a train because his brothers and sisters was coming down from New York. But you know what I told him? This is what I said to my father. I said, when we drive down here, we ain't stopping. Mona, why'd you say that? Are you crazy? We going down south. I don't know what person is waiting, or, you know, some of you say, oh, it ain't like that. It's in the back of the woods. They still wearing them sheets, ain't they? People still getting murdered for the color of their skin, ain't they? Shoot, I don't mean no harm, especially if you coming from Mexico. Alabama and down south would have been the last place to be. They get their knockers off stuff like that. Heck, is in some of their bloodlines. I had to tell my father that. And guess what, y'all? Guess what? We didn't stop unless we filled up for gas. And in my grownness, and this was only a couple of years ago, I was really nervous about driving through Alabama, over there, Birmingham. I'll be 37 next month. I know my history. I know the history of this land. Now, in the last video I just did, if you haven't seen, that's the Capitol. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now. The Capitol was flooded up with KKK members. And majority of them are in the White House right now. In politics right now. You had one, matter of fact, who was he? What they call this guy? And I tried to contact him. Who was he? The general? It's gonna come to me. They found an old college picture of him with the Ku Klux Klan outfit on, another one with the black face. Oh, you know that we was just joking around. You was joking around about a hate group that went around killing black people because they couldn't stand anybody who was free. They couldn't stand anything of color. You was making fun of that, and now you in office, and you not just the district attorney? Now you in office, and the wife like, he not stepping down. No, you, Miss Southern Belle, and him need to step down. No wonder why you got a lot of people of color that go in the system but can't really get out. Look who's running it. The man with sheets. The man who wore sheets. We don't want to talk about that because some of you feel offended because that's what you do secretly. That's what you do secretly, man. There's going to be more than just the 680 they said they got today. Wouldn't know 680. More like 2,000, 4,000 maybe. They always try to give you a low number, and they're not going to show you the faces of the people while they got them behind handcuffs. They're not going to show you the tears and the sobbing and the crying and the pleading. They're not going to show you that. I don't know, because it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look Photoshop, you know. They're not gonna show you the little girl who was crying out, asking, please let my mother go, please. They're not gonna show you that. They're not gonna show you that. There's one thing I hate. Don't mess with God. Don't mess with the children. Like, you know, you start to think about the history of the USA. You start to, you know, you love it. You love it because of certain things you can do, certain freedoms you got. But when you look at the history of the natives, you know, how they was chilling until some folks came over and tried to slaughter them. And then you look at the history of these same folks who decided to go to Africa and, you know, get a boatload of some folks and force them into free labor that they made money off, that money is still in circulation to this day. And then we go to the ones who come over peacefully and want to just make a way for their children. And see how you snatching them all away and dividing. This is not of God. You knew, everyone knew that it was an issue. You did not deal with it at the beginning. And now you do some barbaric crap like this and tell me this is how things should be. No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. And when people were in office, you had more than enough time to deal with it before you left. I'm gonna tell you something. I already said it. Watch what I tell you. God is with the just. I'm gonna let it be known that I'm going to let you know he's with the foreigner. He is with the just, y'all. He's with the alien. I'm letting you know this. Some of y'all don't even pray to him. And all this crazy stuff that's running through the land right now, and then you go and do this. Mark what I tell you. You are going to see judgment. And everyone that sat and looked and said, hey, this don't got nothing to do with me, it's going to come on your household too. It's going to. So this is on my mind today. At the end of this month, I think I'm going to do a couple of videos, but I'm going to be signing off of YouTube. It's I've been talking about the covenant marriage, but I'm starting to see that a lot of people got to get their hearts together. You got to get your heart together, man. They are murderers that's waiting for these people at the border, killers, rapists, all types of crazy stuff going on that you'll never have to deal with. All types of stuff. They ain't been telling you over like 500,000 of them went missing and dying. They ain't telling you that because they don't want you to be compassionate. They don't want you to look at these people like they're human. When you die, what you gonna say? Oh, well, I was American. That's not gonna mean jack to God. It's not. It's on what you did, how you impact other lives. What did you do? You was just selfish. You're selfish, man. I can't be a racist. I can't despise. I can't hate because this person is seeking freedom, a better way, a better life. I can't hate on that. You don't get the bigger pictures that we all gotta go to the grave, right? You all gonna die. So why not just chill? There's so many brilliant minds on this earth. So many people can make things, create things. even CEOs, jobs, big companies, for everybody to work, everybody to enjoy, everybody to have fun. Somebody said, I don't care where these people came from. I could care less about them. Well, you know what? Block, delete. Why you over here? Because I care. I care. I care. You playing cards with the devil. That's not Jesus. That God don't even talk like that. These type of people, block, delete. I already said in the last video, we need new politicians. We need some upright men and women. That's what we need. Somebody trying to bring something back from a long time ago. And that's because they know that the people of today, majority of them are stupid. They're idiots. They're ignorant. They're not paying attention to it. They're not paying attention to it. There was a different way that could have been done. Not just going in and all of these lives you just putting on a daggone bus. Putting them in cages like they're dogs. That's okay. Y'all keep ignoring it if you want to. Like I said, it's gonna hit home. And you just remember the thoughts that came through your mind when you saw it happen to other people, and you just said, hey, that's happening to them, not me, so I'm good. Now it's gonna happen to you, and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, but I thought I was privileged. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because that same evil that went ahead and did that, that same evil don't like you either. I mean, you think the devil really says you'll be my favorite? No, the devil will use you to get to somebody else, and then once you take them down, he gonna take you out too. Because from my understanding, when the man went over there and shot up the place, the white racist who went over there and shot up the place, from my understanding, they're saying that it was target towards Spanish folks, but it was white and black folks that got hit up too. But remember, there was somebody along the way that just said, hey, I'm going to ignore this. This don't got nothing to do with my family. And your family was one that caught the bullet too. And then right after that, talking about we got compassion. We want to show. Right when they about to take their children to school, you gonna lock them up though? Let me tell you what they used to do to slaves, okay? My ancestors had babies, and when they would go out on the field, there was this white man down in Florida, because there was a man on YouTube who collected these ornaments with the little black baby and gators, and he has so many little ornaments of these little black babies and these alligators. You know, you seen the black baby and the little bum and the alligator about to snap. Well, he went to a place down south that I think was in Florida somewhere, and the man who owns it, because he was like, I see these things all over the place, and he wanted to buy them. The guy said no, and he was like, man, what is this all about? And he said that the guy in the shop had told him that when his brother, now this is an older white man, he said that his grandfather, listen to this, on his dying bed, confessed that when they had slaves, which was my ancestors, they would wait for them to go out in the field to pick the cotton, and the babies would be left in the cabins. They would go and get these black babies, and they would take them in the swampland and put these babies in traps and waited for the gators to come up and snack them. And when they did, they was able to catch the gator after he done chopped down on a baby. This is the USA. This is the USA. No apology, huh? So they can make leather. Yeah, we saw the concentration camps that was with Hitler's hand from Germany. They paid homage of that. Although the USA came to the aid that my ancestors fought in and still didn't get no respect, right? They talked about the Holocaust, mentioned a little bit here and there about slavery, and said, it's over with. It's nobody gonna talk about that, okay? And then now we sitting up here and I'm looking at families walk away and being snatched away. And I'm supposed to, and it's not funny, and I'm supposed to think that this thing right here is kosher. Like this is not something in the modern time trying to repeat itself. You're snatching people away from their children. What about the little 11-year-old girl that they took her mother and father, but they sent the 11-year-old girl out of this country by herself? She got rapists and killers and everything waiting for her, and you sent them out of this country. Oh, we're not even going to go there about the natives. We're not even going to go there about the natives. I'm going to tell you something. God defends the helpless. You better not ever be on that other side. He doesn't defend the wicked or the wicked at heart. You better not ever be on that side trying to think you're going to go against God. He is the father to the motherless, to the widows, to the alien. You better not ever be on that other side. And those who thought that you were better than somebody else, you need to go and you need to repent. Because God saw your heart and he knew your thoughts, what you were saying in your mind. And the same God that when you need something, you pray for him for your bread and your butter, and yet you say that this person is not worth even getting that from God. Yep, so I think it's my time. at the end of this month, probably 2 more videos, but I won't be doing YouTube anymore. I think I need to fall back from even looking at some of the things that I see. Well, I don't want to be ignorant and say I'm going to just turn, but I had to pray today. I prayed for my Latino brothers and sisters. I was so hurt today that my eyes were watering and I had to go up in the bathroom. And I'm like, Lord, I'm feeling some type of way because this is wrong. You want to sit there and talk smack? Why don't you pray for them? You don't think they're worth God's? You don't even think they're worth praying for? You too old for somebody to be teaching you how you're supposed to love your neighbor. Those are the first commandments that Jesus wants us to do. You think you better than your neighbor. You think you better than your brothers and sisters. You want to take your coat off your back to put it on theirs. Man, like I said, I've been talking to the wrong crowd. You see me talk about love your wives as Christ loved the church. You don't even love. How can you love your wife if you don't even have compassion for anybody else? You too. Anyway, y'all have a blessed night. If you have it in your heart, please pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ that are shaking in their boots. Please pray for them. At least you'll be good for something.